Okay, so we are at week 2 of NaNoWriMo, and I did not get done as much as I wanted to. My goal was to get through, I think maybe chapter 23 or 24-ish, get through most of this so then I could get through the original edits so that I could then spend all of next week reading and world building. And let me tell you, I am to that point in writing and editing where I just think everything sucks. I I like the first part of the book. Part 2 I'm struggling with because I keep going back and forth between who I actually want to partner up in the book relationship wise, and I'm on the struggle bus. So my relationship building between the characters is lacking. And my world building, it's a lot of exposition dumping. And I really need to clean that up. And I've just been editing and writing, and I'm like, oh, this is just the worst book. This is awful. This is absolute crap. This is so stupid. I hate this. And I'm just like, oh, I think the expectations for what we think it is in our head versus how we put it on paper, any creative person or artist will tell you there is a lot that's lost in translation. And this is the first time I really tried to finish the book and clean up all of the clean up all of the world building and the dialogue and the relationship building. And that's a lot of what's happening in part 2 of the book, those chapters. And it's definitely been a struggle. I did get through all of part 2, all of the edits, and I went through and I have highlighted areas I need to come back to for if it's either regarding building a relationship or referencing something that's part of the lore or the world building, to go back and clean that up. So my intention was to spend all day Veterans Day and this weekend getting through most of it, and I ended up having a cold and just life getting in the way, so I didn't get any writing done this weekend. I've been fighting off a cold for the last 3 weeks off and on. I have a cold, it goes away, then someone else is around me has a cold, and then I catch that, and then mine comes back. So I didn't get as far as I want to, but I got, far enough that I still have enough time to make it through part 3 this week. So I want to edit all of the remaining chapters this week in part 3. And then the final week, I want to actually sit through, read the whole book, go back into my world building documents in my Google Drive and make sure that it is making sense, that I have all my character sheets fleshed out, I have my lore fleshed out, my creatures, all of that, and that I can clean up some of the exposition and also expand some of the dialogue with the relationship building and character building so that we can get to know some of the characters a little bit better. So that's my goal this week. I fell behind because had a cold and I pretty much just slept most of this weekend. But I did get through part 3. So I'm in the phase of I hate everything and this absolutely sucks. But I did also spend some time on the NaNoWriMo website so that I could get an idea of the resources. So there are some really good Now What resources for revision and publishing. And the one that I really liked, so this is sort of the Now What I'm revising. So I wrote a book in a month. Well, what do I do now? So I'm going to be using, I think it was, this resource, Fantastic Agents and Where to Find Them. So my next step after writing the book and doing my own edits and cleaning up my exposition dumping and my world building, building out my characters more, building out my relationships and my dialogue more, is to find an editor and an agent. So there is a website called Query Tracker, and you can find agents on here, and it tracks your query submissions. So I haven't written a query letter yet to submit because I am still not exactly sure how I want the book to end. I do want it to end in a way that would keep it open for a series. So this actually is, I was spending some time this weekend since I wasn't writing and I did not feel well to explore this website, the Query Tracker website, and there's Publishers Marketplace as well. And then I'm planning to use Readsy to look for an editor in fantasy for middle grade and young adult fiction who I could help me with, like actually legitimately editing when I'm done editing. But NaNoWriMo does have really good resources. I found using their writer's resources page for their what's next. So that's where I'm at now. I'm kind of on the struggle bus. I'm really hoping I can feel better so that I can get through my goals for the rest of this week, because then we also have the holidays coming up next week, so I won't have as much time to do much editing. I really want to edit these chapters this week so that next week I can just read through and focus on my characters and my world building. So making progress, got through the first two parts and trying to get through the barrier of the I hate this and this sucks. And to do that, I'm just going to keep going. So we will see how it all turns out, but it's been fun to document this journey because this is my first time doing NaNoWriMo. So if anybody else is also doing the program, let me know at what stage you get to the point where you just hate everything you've written. So hopefully by next week, I will have everything edited and I will touch base with you guys then. See ya.